Hello, my fellow book nerds. Welcome to another one of my videos. If you're new to this channel, think about sticking around. I have a bit of a different perspective because I'm an older reader. We're getting our TBR ready for January, you guys. Oh my gosh. Hello, 2026. So I had debated several ways on how I wanted to do this, and I decided I am just going to stick with my trusty TBR jar that I didn't get around to decorating at all last year like I had planned to. Let's chat everything books. I feel almost kind of excited, like nervous excited, because the first book that I pick out of here is going to be the very first book that I will be reading in 2026. It's like a whole set of new beginnings. Let's see what I get here. Whoa. Okay, I had gotten a whole bunch of them. I dropped it on the cat. Okay, my cat touched it, so this is the one we've got to pick. A book that matches the season you're in. We are still in winter, so that means I have to pick a winter book. And honestly, I'm kind of over it because obviously this is December. Christmas just got over. I read a lot of wintry style books. I read a lot of like Christmas style books. So I don't even think I have a book left to read that gives winter vibes. We're gonna put this one off to the side and I'll put it back in the jar later. I mean, honestly, you guys, I do not have any books in my TBR whatsoever that are winter related at all. So it's not that I'm just like trying to pick and choose. I don't have anything that would fit this. I do want to choose 6 books. That gives me a little bit of room for some mood reading books. Picking our new one here. Oh, it's another long one. Let's see. A book that starts with the same letter as your name. My name is Susan. I need to find a book with the letter S. Okay, this one's kind of perfect because I've been wanting to get to this book. It's been, oh, sorry. The cat's like, I'm trying to get comfortable and the cat's like, leave me alone. This is my spot. This book has been on my TBR list, I think once or twice, and I never got around to it. So the very first book in 2026, Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. I've heard a lot of people say great things about book 1, but several people didn't really like many of the books continuing on, which, you know, has me hesitating a little bit. This book is like set in a world ruled by gods, and then you have the main character girl who her name is DM Bellator. I haven't read this book, so I don't know much about it, but just from reading the back of it, it says, with the dying king's handsome, enigmatic heir watching her every move and a ruthless rebel alliance recruiting her to join the growing civil war, DM will have to navigate the unwritten rules of love, power, and politics in order to save her family and all of mortal kind. It sounds good. My only hesitation, slight, is I'm currently reading the last book in a series, and it kind of, at least from reading the back of this book, it kind of reminds me a lot of the book I'm already reading. I'm one of those people that likes to split my books up so that it keeps things fresh and I don't get bored, because that is a problem that I personally have. I get bored, and I feel like some books don't get enough of a rating chance when I am being swayed by my own personal emotions. Like, the book itself could be good, but because I read 3 books that were similar to it prior to reading that book, it's going to sway me into, oh, you know, I'm not rating this book very high because I'm bored, right? Like, it might not be the book's fault is what I'm trying to say. I think maybe that this book will have just enough differences that it's not going to matter. We'll just have to see, but this is going to be book 1, and I'm excited because I think I pretty much have had this book on my TBR shelf all of 2025. So it's been up there staring at me. What better way to start a new year than by reading a book that has been sitting forever? Book number 2. Part of why I wanted to do the TBR jar too is because it's a new year. Everything's new beginnings. Everything is fresh. It's like a fresh start. I didn't want to pick my books in January. I wanted this to be a representation of the beginning of a new year, beginning of new opportunities. And so I didn't want to know what books that I was going to read in January. The TBR jar fate is going to pick my books. Right, what do we got next? Wow, this is a long one. Okay, guys, You guys probably won't even be able to really read that, honestly. Okay. Hopefully you guys saw that. If not, I'm reading it for you now. Okay, I'm reading it for you now. Read a book that has been on your TBR list the longest. Didn't I just get done saying that one had been on my TBR list forever? Okay, but been on my TBR list the longest. So this one was pretty easy to figure out. That is the Zodiac Academy Book 5, Cursed Fates. Zodiac Academy has been on my TBR shelf since before I started this channel. So this was the first series that I had purchased. And then I started this channel and I've been slowly reading the books. It is gonna be a vlog. I'm gonna have a spoiler version and a non-spoiler version coming out at the same time. So for those who haven't read the series, it'll be safe to watch. Yeah, I've already read the first 4 books and the series is really, really good. The fact that it's taken me all year to get through it has nothing to do with this series at all. I'm absolutely loving it. It has everything a fantasy book should have. You're gonna read one of these books and you're gonna have no clue what's gonna happen, what's gonna go on. And I love that in a book. Zodiac Academy, it actually follows 2 FMCs. They're twin sisters. You have Darcy and you have Tori. And although they're twins, their personalities are so different, but yet they come together in this way that really just balances them out. They were orphans living in the human realm, but come to find out they're actually fae. And they get taken to the fae realm where they have to attend the Zodiac Academy and come to find out they're princesses. They don't know anything about fae. They don't know anything about the realm. So it's like the fae realm is divided. There's those that want them to be in power because they knew their parents. And then there's those that don't want them in power. They didn't bring in a new king and a queen. They basically had like these families of power and they all came together and kind of shared ruling of the fae kingdom. And so their sons are set to inherit the shared responsibility of ruling the fae kingdom when their families step down. And so, of course, you've got these heirs who are also attending the Zodiac Academy that do not want the girls to inherit. And of course, they don't want to. They're smart. They understand. They didn't even know they were fae. They didn't know they had magic. They don't even know how to use their magic. They know nothing about ruling. They just want their inheritance because they were promised that if they attended the academy and they graduated the academy, that they would inherit their family's money. It's a really, really good series and a lot goes on. I mean, this is a big book series. If you guys have never heard of it, there's 9 books. But there's actually 12 in total. There's 9 for the main story, and then they have a few books that are kind of novellas. I'm not personally reading the novellas. I don't normally do that in series. For me, it's just the series is completed when the main books are done. I know some people feel like they can't complete a series. Like it's not considered a series completion unless they have read every single book, including the novellas. That's not how I work. So when I tell you I completed a series, I am always talking about just the main books. It's kind of nice that I'm going to be reading a Zodiac Academy book in January, in the beginning of the new year, because I feel like the Zodiac Academy series is what really started me on my journey to create this channel. I remember I was looking at them and I was like, wouldn't it be fun to read the Zodiac Academy books and film them on YouTube? But then I was like, I've never done a booktube. I wouldn't even know how to start a booktube. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it. And if only 2 people see it, well, thank you, YouTube people. You guys are freaking awesome. Man, I already feel like this video is so long and I've only picked 2 books. So, moving on. That's something you'll learn about me if you stick around. I do have a tendency to talk a lot. I'm working on that. I don't want to bore anybody to death, but it's just part of my personality. It's who I am. I love to talk. So, talking I do. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no. There was 1 and 1. Okay. Okay. So now I got to decide. Okay. I'm going to shift them around. And we're gonna go with this one. Hopefully you guys could see that. Okay, a book with a 1-word title. So I had a couple different choices and I decided to go with Heartless by Elsie Silver. This is her Chestnut Spring series and I've read book 1. This is book 2. He's older than her. Okay, so he's like 13 years older than her. You've got the nanny trope, and because she goes to live at his house to take care of his son, in which then obviously you've got the single dad trope. So he's older, he's a single dad, she's comes in as their nanny, and she's supposed to only be there for a couple months to help him out. Things spark from there, and then he finds himself not being able to resist her, and she can't resist him, and it sounds really good. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not usually a fan of books with huge age gaps. Let's be honest, when I was younger, it didn't bother me too much, but now that I'm in my 40s and I have kids of my own, I find books with such a huge age gap is very cringy. I think that's why I've been hesitant to read this book. We're gonna give it a go and just see how it goes. I mean, a lot of people are saying that this book was really good, and so as long as I can get past that, it'll be fine. It'll be fine, I promise. But it's the age gap that's getting me, y'all. I am not a fan of age gap, but we're gonna do it because the TBR jar has spoken. Book number 4, give me a good one. Right. I think that's right side up. Okay. A book with food or drink on the cover. Why did I put this in my TBR jar? I don't know if I have anything that's got food on the cover. What? Wait just a moment. Lori Gilmore in for the save. Yes. Book I'm going to read is The Strawberry Patch Pancake House, and this is part of her Dream Harbor series. And this is book 4. Reading one book of this series every month. Normally try to leave it as a mood read and do other picks for my TBR, but this is fine too. And again, like I said, it's got food on the cover because I literally had no idea what else I was gonna do. Because let's be honest, other than cookbooks, I don't have anything with food on it. If you look over here, hopefully you guys can see it on the table. There are pancakes. And then of course it's got food in the title. So picture of food title. I think I'm double covered. This book is about a guy who moves into Dream Harbor and takes over the pancake house. He's also a single dad, so we've got another single dad trope. And the FMC in this book is Iris, whom I first met in book 3, The Christmas Tree Farm. And she might have been mentioned a couple times in the other 2 books, but it wasn't such a big mention to stick in my head. I'm really looking forward to this story because Iris is a free spirit. She kind of is almost like a gypsy in a way. She's never really held down a job. She's never really, she's been from spot to spot to spot, and she just goes where the wind takes her. Within Dream Harbor, takes a job to basically watch this guy's, is it son or daughter? I don't know. Let's see. Yeah. Daughter. Yeah. Okay. So he needs a community to help raise his daughter. And so he ends up hiring Iris as his nanny. She's apparently going to be living in their house. This guy, Archer, he is the MMC, and it's his turn to come to Dream Harbor, and he's the one that buys the business, and he's the one that's trying to keep it running and keep it floating and make it work and start his life over. And so I think that's going to be kind of a nice twist, and it's going to have kind of the same concept that the other 3 books in the series have had, but I think it's neat that this time we're going to have an MC that is building the business. So I like it. And I absolutely adore the first 3 books, so I don't anticipate myself having a problem eating this one up. And all right, book number 5, here we go. Continue a series. Nice. That works because I do have lots and lots of those. We're going with a thick one. We're gonna read The City of Souls and Sinners by Kayla Edwards, and this is book 2 in the House of Devils series. This is another series that I am vlogging, and I'm going to have a spoiler and non-spoiler versions of them. So if that's something you're interested in, you're definitely going to want to make sure to subscribe and stick around, because it will be coming. I swear, I've already read book 1, absolutely loved it. These are thick books. Basically, you have this whole magic system, and you've got humans, which again are on the bottom of the totem pole. They have no magic. All of the magic people are split into certain categories, like where they fit in, right? And then you've got the House of Devils, which the leader of the House of Devils is Darian Castle. He gets hired along with some other people to track down this girl. He doesn't know why she's needed, why she's wanted. There's a lot of money being offered for her. So he hunts her down and realizes that something's not right with the contract that he has, and he doesn't want to turn her in. He doesn't want her to be hurt. He wants to keep her safe, which works out because one of her best friends was kidnapped, and she wants Darian's help to find her friend. And so they end up teaming up together and working together to solve these mysteries, to figure out why people are hunting her down. And it was such a good book, and the story definitely ended on a very crazy cliffhanger. I felt like every single page had a purpose in that book, and for a thick book, that is saying something huge. So much happened in that book. I mean, I felt like in one book I had read an entire series. So now we're coming into book 2, and I'm going, what's it going to be about? What's going to go on? What's going to happen? Like, I haven't even read the back of it because I've been almost afraid that I'm going to give myself spoilers, and I don't want that. We're just going to have to continue on. All right. I feel like this TBR is all about helping me complete book series, because aside from Spark of the Everflame, which is the start of a series, let's be honest here, but the other ones get me a step farther in the series that I'm trying to complete. So that's nice. Bought because of a booktube. Let me go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. We are going with Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider, I think is how you say the name. And this is part of the Fire and Metal series. I don't know if this is going to be more than 2 books. Like, I don't know if it's supposed to be a duology or if there's going to be more books. I haven't looked that up, but I probably should. But I think right now there's only 2 books. This is also a book that's been on my TBR for at least half of 2025. When I got this, it was recommended by one of the booktubers that I watch a lot, and she absolutely loved this book. She said it was very good and definitely worth the read. So I immediately went out and picked it up. And so in this book, you have a girl who lives on this island, and these people are pretty much, they have to stay on this island. They only get to come off the island one time a year, get to go onto the mainland and do shopping and things like that, get things that they need for the islanders to survive another year on the island. And so the main character girl, she works really hard on this island to trying to become a guard so that she can be able to leave the island. She's not a native islander, from what I'm understanding from like reading on the back and stuff. She wasn't a born islander, so I'm not sure how she got there. So I'm assuming that that's going to be figured out. Apparently some events happen while she's in the market. This guard, this general guy, sets his sights on her, and he basically says, hey, I know who you are. I know where you really belong. You are coming with me. I'm going to take you to your people. And again, because I haven't read this, I don't know that dynamic. I don't know if it's a you will come with me or you will die. I don't know if he like handcuffs her and forces her onto his ship, or if he just says, hey, if you want to know where you belong, come with me. I have been tasked to find you and to take you home, right? So I'm not actually sure how that goes. All I know is that she ends up with him on this journey. As she's on this journey, she's learning truths about her life, about the world that she's living in. She realizes she was very sheltered. She doesn't know much about anything that's going on, but it sounds like a very good book, and I am definitely looking forward to reading it. So that's all 6 books that I am going to be reading in January, and I'm so excited. This is a really good selection of books. I've got a lot of videos coming for you guys in the month of January. There will be an entire new series that I'll be starting that's called the New Year Marathon. Okay, I'm a runner. I'm training for a marathon. I just felt the word marathon kind of fit in there great. And so training for a marathon, reading in a type of marathon setting, and basically all it is, just for January, I am going to be moving up from 1 video a week to 2 videos a week. And I will be doing that January only. Once we get into February, I will be going back down to 1 video a week. If that's something you guys are going to be interested in, I'm definitely going to be having a lot of things that I'm going to be talking about, doing some fun videos. Hopefully you guys will stick around. I would really love it, really appreciate it. If you could like my videos, that would be a huge support for me. That would let people know that people are watching my videos and like them, which helps the algorithm and helps other fellow book nerds like us find my videos. I would so greatly appreciate that. I hope everybody has a fantastic new year. It is currently the 30th. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve. Oh my gosh. I hope everybody stays safe out there. If you're going to drink responsibly, party with your family, have a great time. Happy New Year. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.